So I don't really have a set script for this, and I'm just gonna ramble here a little bit. Something's been on my mind, and I just couldn't get it out into words. You've read the title by now. Yeah, this is about Susie. Yeah, the dead one in Chica. When it comes to Susie, there's been this weird thing where she was kind of made the most important of the MCI. Even above, I'd argue, Cassidy. Like, when it comes to Cassidy, we know she's the Golden Freddy and all that. But when it comes to Susie, we know how she died, who did it, we know roughly when, we know she was the first, so she's seen everything. It's weird that Chica was given this much information, right? Or is that me just thinking too hard? Because I was watching Not Real Name Not At All's Scrap Chica video, and something finally clicked that made a lot of weird issues about Pizza Sim kind of start to make sense for me. Let's just go over the information we do know. We have this logbook Chica, very nice, which seemingly got scrapped. There's still a little bit of code left over in the game, but Scott is usually pretty good at cleaning up his games to not let that many cut assets get in. If you've ever decompiled a ClickTeam era game, then you know that he tends not to leave that much still in. Well, that's engine limitations, something we can get into later. But Scrap Chica here would actually probably solve a pretty big mystery about what's going on with Midnight Motorist. You see, something that Scrap Chica finally just clicked with me is that the sister location duo have the website conversation, Lefty has Security Puppet, Scrap Chica would have Fruity Maze, kinda leaves Afton with nothing, and a mini game with no character really attached. I do think this is like a big meta reason why it's probably Afton Midnight Motorist. There's that, but there's also something else. Was Chica meant to be the one you should not have killed at first? Like, I don't see a reason why specifically Chica would come back like this. Just seems odd to me. I mean, she was meant to be the first animatronic you fight. I don't know, something about this is just weird. And when it comes to Susie as well, if you want to be a hardcore Stitch line who's always planned from the beginning believer, which I'm not, Scrap Chica here could be why Coming Home exists. Like when Scott was planning it out back in 2016 or whatever, before this was scrapped. He had this big plan where he used the short stories to explain Susie because she'd be ultra important. And that's why The Fourth Closet also took time out of its way to go over specifically Chica and like nobody else. It doesn't even stop here though. I've mentioned a few times now, but if you look at the original poster for Ruin and Cassie there, that is clearly Susie. Or at least a version of Susie. Like the blonde hair, just take a look at the images side by side. And what's weird is that if you look at the hood for when Cassie's running and jumping and all that and crouching, it still uses this original version from the poster. Which means they either made the hood graphics before they made her character, or they changed her character last minute so that the Roxy storyline makes more sense. Because I do really have this feeling that Chica was meant to be the original, just given how the root... Let me recapture my thoughts now. So, during my Ruin playthrough, I pointed out how it was probably Chica who was meant to be the one who got redeemed by the end, and not Roxy. Mostly just because of that original Ruin post and how she has a lot more folks in the game than Roxy or Monty do, to be honest. Like, Chica's the one you can fix. And then when you take a look at this original concept art here for the poster, that some of it still made it into the final game through the hood. I really do get the feeling that Cassie was meant to be a version of Susie at first. But like, why is Susie so important? Was she meant to be the one you should not have killed originally? Maybe, I guess. It's just striking me out as odd because Scrap Chica would explain a lot of the issues I have with things like Molten MCI. Because if you remember from my Molten MCI video, I said that most of the soul was contained in one goddamn thing and the fun times had a tiny little blob in them. Well, I guess this would be where the MCI kids are or whatever. Although I guess it'd be just Susie. Could Withered Chica's line of I was the first, I have seen everything originally have been meant for Scrap Chica? Maybe. I mean, a lot of Afton's lines from UCN sound like, oh shit, I should have written this when it was still Springtrap, So maybe. But also, Help Wanted 2 with the plush thing and how Susie's been put before Charlie. In fact, Susie was made the first of them to die, which is like really weird. Why is Susie so fucking important? I don't know, like the Mimic one where I had a lot to say. I guess with Susie I don't hear. But it's weird how Susie being taken out with Pizza Sim kind of did like a lot of domino effects, if you got what I mean. Because with Susie in the game, After Midnight Motorist has a lot of meta, a lot of meta reasons to be after Midnight Motorist. The one you should not have killed could have been Susie at one point, but I'm not really sticking to that one. Within Chica's line of I am the first, I have seen everything could have been meant for Scrap Chica when she kills you, which is more than Lefty would have gotten. I don't know what point I'm trying to prove this video, it's just something that's been on my mind, I wanted to get out there. But Susie keeps coming up as this important figure and I have no idea why. Scrap Chica was scrapped and likely because the engine just couldn't fucking handle it. I don't think it's a case of Scott wanting to make the law more clean, because Molten MCI does the complete fucking opposite. I think it's just a case of the engine couldn't handle having another nighttime animatronic. Which makes sense because the engine was practically on its knees begging to end when it came to UCN and Pizza Sim. And then Cassie was originally supposed to be based on Susie, with ruined Chica being the one they showed off in the marketing, and the one who got the most focus. And it still made it into the hood, this original Susie-like design. And then Help Wanted 2 with the whole Susie came before Charlie thing. I don't get why Susie is so important. Like, I'm glad we know things about her, but why is she the one we keep focusing on? Is she just Scott's personal favorite or something? I don't know, this is a big rambly mess. Thought I'd make this anyway. So, until next time, take care guys. Bye!